Hello and welcome to today's NinjaTrader ecosystem event, semi-automated algorithmic trading with MBoxWave. My name is Chris and I'm a platform representative at NinjaTrader. Before we start the webinar, I have a few housekeeping notes. This webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed to NinjaTrader Brokerage using the phone number or email on screen. Lastly, if you are new to NinjaTrader, please make sure you sign up for your free NinjaTrader account, which includes access to 14 days of complimentary real-time market data. Our platform is always free for advanced charting, strategy backtesting, and trade simulation. You can create your free account by following the link on the screen and then clicking Get Started under the Welcome section. Before I turn the mic over to Mike, it is important to understand that futures, foreign currency, and options trading contain substantial risk and is not suitable for every investor. It is possible to lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Also, please remember that these training sessions are not a solicitation nor a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. Thanks again for joining us today. And without further ado, it's my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader webinar room, Mike.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'd like to thank NinjaTrader for hosting this webinar. Today, I'll be talking about semi-automated algorithmic trading. And this is actually a new topic and concept in MBoxWave. I haven't really talked about this before. It's actually a new feature in NinjaTrader that I released within the last couple of months, and I want to show people how to use it. Basically, we're going to leverage the power of the MBoxWave algorithms, you know, the goal is to be notified when there's potential setup so that you don't stare at the screen all day. You know, take the emotion out of trading as much as you can, because the emotions are killer, you know, and are very disruptive when it comes to trading, and, you know, to become more objective. So let me get started here. The next slide. So I want to start with saying, defining what is semi-automated trading here. What it is basically setting alerts to not have to watch the monitors all day or every day. So if you're swing trading, you know, you could even be notified of potential setups every, you know, few days or every once in a blue moon. And I'm going to show an example about this. So you'll be notified when there's a potentially good trading setup. Once the alert notification is received, you would check the chart to do a quick analysis. Since it's semi-automated, it's not fully automated. We still need to look at the chart to determine if it's a worthwhile trade to take or not. The mechanisms for setting up alerts will be using NinjaTrader chart alerts, market analyzer. People can use Bloodhound. Up until recently, the signals did not work with Bloodhound, so now they are 100% supported in Bloodhound, so that's good news for NinjaTrader traders. And I'll go briefly over the extensive API that programmers can use. Someone's asking, is it for day trading futures? I'll get into it. I'm going to show quite a few examples. I would like to define what the algorithms are. So we've got single algorithms, which we've had in MBoxWave. We've had buy, sell imbalances, stooges, pullbacks, springs, and upthrusts. And the new concept is combination algorithms, where we take, you know, combination of the single algorithms and they form as a pair of two or even three. So, you know, we can have a buy, sell imbalance plus stooges, buy, sell imbalance plus effort, result pullback, buy, sell imbalance, springs and upthrust, stooges with pullback, stooges with springs upthrust, double algorithm, triple algorithm. Okay, I know I just mouthed off a lot, but I'm going to break it down here in a way that is going to make sense. we can easily set alerts on any of the single or combination algorithms. So the new feature is the combination algorithms being able to set alerts on them, and that's where the power is. I'd like to define the single algorithms and then the combination algorithms, because I haven't actually done a slider presentation like this ever before. So for people that are new to MBoxWave, we'll start with a buy-sell imbalance. The buy-sell imbalance occurs when, for example, you have an up wave here, but you have more selling, minus 78, or you have a down wave and you have more buying, right? So in this case, price moved up, minus 78, then it catapulted down. Here it springed up. So it just shows us that the movement that price is moving in and the buying and selling have a divergence. The Three Stooges is when we have 3 consecutive waves with, in this example, we have less negative numbers here, right? So it went minus 369, minus 116, minus 106, and then minus 18. So what it's really showing is it's an exhaustion pattern, right? So these numbers represent supply and demand. So by the time we get to minus 18, there ain't much, supply going on here. And when the signal occurs in a bracket here, that means it's in a trend. Right here, I have written higher highs, higher lows. Okay. Pullback, search for corrections. They're corrective in nature. So we had a price move down, we had a pullback, and we had an algo fire off here and an algo in a trend. Springs and upthrusts. Springs and upthrusts are a little tricky to trade, and I know a lot of people want to trade them, and I'm going to show an example of how to trade them. But what we need to remember about springs and upthrusts is that they are counter trend in nature, right? Because we're searching for tops and bottoms, and searching for tops and bottoms can be a bit tricky. Now I'm going to talk about the combination algorithms. So we've got 6 more examples here. We've got the sell imbalance plus a pullback, meaning there's more selling on this up move, and we've got a pullback. So that's stronger than a single algorithm, right? So that's going to be stronger than any of these single algorithms on this page. Here we've got a buy imbalance with the Stooges. Again, 3 consecutive numbers. We're going from minus 230, minus 24 to plus 33, plus a Stooges in a trend. Then we have a pullback and a Stooges sell, right? So we got the pullback and the Stooges. Then we got a Stooges and a spring. All right, again, 3 consecutive, minus 106, minus 63, minus 22. 2 algorithms firing off. Here we've got an upthrust and a Stooges. And here we have 2 triple algorithms in a trend. Okay, and triple algorithm is, one of the Hail Marys. It's one of the strongest combination algorithms in MBoxWave. And now we have the ability to set alerts on them and to scan for them very easily. And in this case here, we've got the buy imbalance plus Stooges and pullback. And, price went up after that. So I'm going to go ahead and get into some examples now. So I'd like to start off with a daily of the Bitcoin for the entirety of the last year and show what would happen if we set an alert on the triple algorithm, right? So on this chart, I say we're not watching the charts. We're going to skip that. We set the alert on the chart or the market analyzer, and we get a notification. And so over the course of the entire last year, we had this algorithm fire off just one time. And in this case, we had a plus 72, 172 buy imbalance, Stooges signal, and pullback signal. Someone's asking, when do these signals show up? They show up when the wave is confirmed. I'm going to show that in the upcoming slide. So let's move forward. So after this signal fires off, we get the alert, and the question is, do we take the trade? Right? To answer the question, we need to check the confluence, right? So what I'm stating here and what is crucial to understand about semi-automated trading is that the analysis needs to be objective. We're not supposed to make, trying to see, oh, is it maybe this? Is it maybe that? No, if you can't make sense of it, you're not going to take the trade, right? So we need to be as objective as possible here. In this case, we've got the triple algo. We've got double total offer control dots, 2 control dots here, which means for people that are new, the control dots, they show who's in control, the bids or the offers. It's the speed of the tape. All right. And so that tells a lot of information. We got the buy imbalance here. We've got expansion of buying in the MBox histogram here. We see that. We see selling exhaustion in the MBox histogram. In the cumulative delta, we see crossover from distribution to accumulation. Here we see a tiny blurb of diminished selling. And in the X space, we see that the offers, that's these teal blue bars, are in control. So everything lines up, right? There's nothing bearish about it. Everything is overwhelmingly bullish here. So how do we take the trade, right? So to answer the question, what we're going to do is the stop is placed at the low of this bar here, right? And as soon as we have the breakout here, we achieve 2 higher highs. This is going to be our price point of entry. So that's to answer the last question. This is where we would get in right here. Okay. So, you know, you get in close to where it occurred. What do we do then? We have to come up with exit strategies, right? So if we're in a trade, we got in a long position, you know, what's the outlook? So up here, we can see that, you know, first, you know, we can hit a risk reward ratio, right? So it could be 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4. You know, that's up to your risk management. That's because I talk about exit strategies all the time. 1 is risk reward. A 2 is you hit a congestion zone, right? This clearly congestion zone because we see that price goes into this, you know, zigzag pattern. 3, we have a change in technical analysis, right? We see a total X control of bids here. So we can see it get spooked. They want to exit. That's fine. Or 4, we see a decline in buyers, right? Decline in buyers is a previous slide. If we look here, we had the cumulative delta, and then we see a drop off here, the decrease in buyers. This is a good place to exit too. So there's lots of ways you can exit. Okay. And lots of ways you can do exit strategies as well. So I want to show how easy it is to set the triple algo, okay, in alerts. You would right click the chart, you would rearm on bar close, you would click add here, indicator MGAN swing because the algorithms are located in MGAN swing. Bars will go 0, so as soon as it happens, you'll be notified. And here are the list of algorithms, right? So we select the triple algo, right? Some of these others, these are acronyms because they get kind of lengthy, like 3 as a delta here, single algorithm, 3 stooges, right? SPUT is the springs up thrust, right? BSI plus PB, that's the buy sell balance plus pullback, right? And then we have the double algo, triple algo, right? So the, you know, the more powerful ones are these combo ones, the double algo and the triple algo. And then we set not equal to 0. That will notify us for long triple algos and short triple algos, right? If you want only long, it'd be a 1. If you want only short, it'd be a -1. I'll show that in another slide though. So in the market analyzer, we can also do this so that we can scan like 20, 30 instruments. Okay, so this guy is asking if the triple algo only fired once in the past year, what good is that? Well, what's good with it is that if you're scanning, if you're trading stocks, you don't want to, if you're swing trading, you're not going to be trading every day. You want to be notified when the best setups are occurring. So if you put like 20 stocks into the market analyzer here, 30 stocks, and you're scanning for triple algos, you know, you're going to get them periodically across, you know, those 20, 30 stocks, right? The whole goal of semi-automated trading is not to be notified all the time. Now, if you're day trading and you'd set alert for triple algo, those will happen, right? But on that Bitcoin example was the daily, and it happened once in the last year. Yes. So in the triple, so in the market analyzer, you know, here are the instructions 1 to 4, what you would do. you double click indicator, MGAN swing, triple algo, you'd expand, what time frame. It defaults to 1 minute, but you can change to daily or 5 minutes or whatever. Set the label to triple algo, and then it shows up in the column here in Market Analyzer, right? So 1 for triple algo long, -1 for triple algo short. All right, so now I'd like to get into more examples. Springs, up thrust, counter trend strategy. All right, because springs and up thrusts are, fairly popular because a lot of people like to search for tops and bottoms. Searching for them is harder than continuance trades, in my opinion, but I'm going to show how to trade it. And if the confluence is strong, then there's no reason not to take the trade. So if we have a change in market behavior, start of a new trend, and overwhelming confluence, all the technical analysis lines up, we want to let the trade ride and maximize rewards. If it's a weaker setup where half the things line up and half the things don't, it's really a counter trend where you scalp out a few points, what you can. And then there's a do nothing trade. If you see a spring up thrust, but the analysis is overly bearish or bullish in the opposite direction, we do nothing. So in this example, we got 3 potential trades, right? We got the up thrust here, a spring, and a spring. So as you can see, they are counter trend in nature, right? So here we are going up, right? So this is not a downtrend yet. We have an up thrust, which is here a sell signal. Then we got a spring here in the downtrend. We got a spring here in the downtrend, right? So the first up thrust here, that's going to be the change in the market behavior. That's the first point here, change in market behavior, start of a new trend, right? Because we've got overwhelming analysis where things line up, right? So besides the up thrust that we see here, let's look at these points because there's a lot of stuff written on the chart. Let's look at this change of behavior. First point, supply expands. We went from -55, -75 to -179. That's a clear expansion of supply. 2, selling expands. We see in the MBox histogram, selling expands. 3, demand decreases. So we went from 1.2, 192, 188. Now this is not a huge decrease, but it is a decrease, and it happens on a higher high. So that's a divergence because we have a higher high and less demand. So that's a divergence here. Okay, it goes to our side. Buying contracts, we see decrease in buying in the MBox histogram. We also see decrease in the cumulative delta overall buying contracts and the expansion distribution. Now in the cumulative delta, it's not as obvious as in the MBox histogram. That's why we're looking at both of them. Okay, but it is expanding here. We all see the X pace of the bids are dominating. We got a spike right here. All right. So when all this lines up, we see, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That looks like a potentially good setup. So we take the trade, and you could put the stop above the bar, above the swing. Again, you can go risk reward 1 to 3, 1 to 4, or at a change of technical analysis. So if you didn't get out by the time price is reaching here, we've got selling exhausted. You can see it clearly in the cumulative delta. Selling exhausted on lower lows. It's a natural exit based on a change in technical analysis. So I'm getting a question, can we set alerts to cover all the double and triples on one instrument? You can, yeah. All right, so next example. Here, this is more of a counter trend trade here because not everything lines up. Okay, we've reached the bottom of this price movement. We get a spring here and a buy imbalance. So this is also a double algo technically, but we were only scanning for springs and up thrusts. So what are the pros here? Selling contracts, right? We see that in the MBox histogram, selling contracts. Overall selling exhausted, we see that here. We got the buy imbalance, no supply. We got a buy imbalance, which shows there's no supply here. We have no buying in the MBox histogram. X pace doesn't really show us much here. All right, so can't really say anything. But the cons, what are the cons? No sign of demand. Look at the demand. We've got small demand waves here, 83, 41. it doesn't look like there was an accumulation going on and no sign of buying. So it's like half the things line up, right? So what I was saying is that if we go back here, we see a counter trend. It's, we see selling exhausted, but demand buying has not come in yet. That's exactly what we see in this example. Selling is exhausted, but the demand and the buying has not come in. So if you were to take this trade, you'd scalp out part of this move here, right? And I'm showing these examples because I need to show how to handle different setups based on the underlying technical analysis, right? And so the next example I'm going to show is the do nothing trade. We had a spring here, and again, springs and upthrusts are counter trend in nature. So you got to make sure that the analysis is in our favor. If it's not, we're not going to take the trade. There's no basis for a long trade because selling is still expanding. Look at that, selling, expanding here. No expansion of buying. It's not. Demand drops. We went from 188 to 97. X-Pace bids are in control here. No X control. There's no control dot of the offers. There's just nothing bullish about it. So, this, we got an algorithm fired off. It's a false positive. We do nothing, right? So I need to show how to handle these setups. Question: can we implement this on the NinjaTrader platform? Yes, this is all included in the MBoxWave package for NinjaTrader. What training do you have on each of these new strategies? I'm going over it right now, but I have a lot of previous webinars and live trade videos you can watch. But now you can implement the semi-automated strategies, and I'll cover more in the trading room, and you can always email me. All right, let's go through another strategy here. Buy, sell, imbalance plus pullback trend strategy. So this is a trend strategy, right? So this is going to be easier to trade than the springs and the upthrusts. And for, new traders, this is probably the better strategy to use so that you don't get mixed up. But the trend trade is we have strong demand and price rising or strong supply and selling price falling. We ride the trend, maximize reward. We do nothing if we have a long pullback, but we have bearish analysis, or a short pullback and bullish analysis. All right, so let's look at this. So this is an Amazon daily stock, right? And we got two potential trades using these alerts. All right. We set the NinjaTrader plot name was the BSI plus PB. That's gonna catch these two trades. Okay. So we're going to go over these two examples right now. First example, we have a bullish transformation. We got the plus 38 buy imbalance pullback signal. Let's go through the points here. One, demand expands. Yes, 209, 242 here. Buying expands. We see expansion of buying here. No selling. Number 3, no selling in the MBox histogram. Overall buying is growing. We got accumulation. No distribution here, right? We see pace of offers is stronger than the bids, right, with the spikes of these blue bars. Supply is weak. Look at this, minus 15, minus 51 compared to the 209, 242. It's weak. And we have a strong offer pace. Okay, so that's what I was talking about here. So, we see that things stack up. There's nothing bearish about this. So, it's a safe, would be a safe trade to take, right? And if you didn't take a trade by the next swing down here, you got a 0, shows no supply here. All right. And so what are the exit strategies? We would talk about buying exhaustion right here. Signals exit of positions. You see it just goes to nothing here, right? But perhaps you would exit before that when the buying drops here. That's also around here, congestion zone. That's also a logical exit, right? Or you set, your risk reward 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever you're comfortable with. This second one. So this buy imbalance plus pullback happened really late in the in this trend, right? And there's no basis for a long trade here, right? We're being as objective as possible, right? So for this trade, we're objective. There was nothing bearish, so we take it. In this trade, there is nothing bullish about it, so we don't take it, right? There's weak demand, weak or no demand. Look at this, plus 76, plus 39. It's fallen to nothing, right? The previous numbers we were looking at was 209, 242, and afterwards 192, 156 in the hundreds. Now they're, you know, double digits, and this one's really small. No expansion of buying. We have the spike here, but there's no, you know, expansion, nice curve going up. Buying contracts here, right? And buying is exhausted, so there's no reason to go long. Bids outpace offers. So I'm getting a question that I'm showing daily. I'm showing this as versatile, what you can trade. Day trading, I've taught, most of my webinars and live trade videos are all day trading. Check out my channel. But if you look at the springs up thrust example, this was a micro NASDAQ 1 minute chart. So, okay, we talked about that. So now I'm going to talk about, here's a day trading example, right? So the whole thing, what I'm doing here is I'm showing that the MBoxWave tools can be used in both swing, stock, day trading. Personally, I'm a day trader. I've got tons of live trade videos using the 1 minute chart. Please watch them on my YouTube. So, you know, you'll have lots of learning material for day trading. So now I'm going to talk about the double algorithm. So double algorithm with the smart filter. If a setup has confluence, we'll, you know, enter the trade and maximize rewards. And if it doesn't, it's a do nothing trade. So for this confluence, we need to see increase of demand plus selling exhaustion or increase supply plus buying exhaustion. Here we've got ES 1000 tick chart. I'm showing afternoon session here because a lot of times I get asked, can you trade, you know, MBoxWave with afternoon? If there's liquidity and volume pushing the market, you can, you know. Tick charts are very popular for a lot of traders. Personally, I'm more of a time, you know, time frame, you know, time chart trader, like 1 minute charts, but it's a good example of the 1000 tick chart. We have two potential trades here. Smart filter shows trades both in a trend and counter trend. So that's what we're getting with the smart filter. Here we're seeing a short trade in a trend. Here we're seeing a long trade in a counter trend because the price was moving down. This is technically a counter trend trade according to the smart filter. Smart filters will fire off this algorithm. Let's take a look at it. So in the first example, we've got a sell pullback and a sell imbalance minus 54, right? And let's go through the points here. Number one, huge supply, minus 677, huge supply. So in the other examples, we saw numbers in the hundreds. This is, you know, over 500, minus 677. And one thing I want to point out here is that besides the alerts for algorithms, we can also create alerts or market analyzer conditions for when supplier demand exceed, like say minus 500. We can make an alert to fire off when the supply exceeds 500, you know, and then you'll know there's a huge move going on. So I'm not really covering it in this webinar, but it is possible. And I could show how to do that if people are interested later. So we got the huge supply. We got a flood of selling that's in here. We got a flood of selling in the MBox histogram. We've got no buying, number 3, no buying in the MBox histogram. Effort, no result of demand. Here we've got 115 to 117, right? We've got more demand, no new high. So it expended more effort, achieved less result in that sense. We also have here, I didn't write it down, but this is, you know, brownie points for those that can spot it. We got an total X control dot here of the offers and no buying. That's a divergence. So we've got a divergence here with the dot with the control of the offers. And we also have, you know, the effort no result 117 to 115 here. Next, we have control of the bids. In the X space, we have control of the bids. And yeah, the bids outpace an offer. So that's that. Okay, so everything lines up here. We don't have anything that's showing buying, and the fact that, we've got this, situation with the total control of the offers and no buying, that just adds more to our taking this short position, because the bulls failed to do anything here. They failed to materialize to push price higher. So again, so if we get into this trade, we take our, risk management 103, 104, or, exit when the analysis changes. So we can clearly see in the MQ delta, it changes by the time we get here is nothing. So by the time we get down here in the MBox histogram, we're seeing there's nothing. Okay. But potentially, somebody probably could exit around here when you see that here it's beginning to contract. Okay. And if somebody wants to know about this single stooges here, it didn't fire off because we're scanning for double algos. It didn't fire off. You'd see that it's beginning to contract here. That's not a trade you would take, right? In the second example here, we have the double algo in a counter trend. We got a three stooges and a pullback, right? So let's go through the points. We have demand is growing. You have 226, 284. Buying is expanding, and the MBox histogram right here is expanding. Selling contracts here in the MBox histogram. We have supply but no selling. So what does that mean? We have a big number here, minus 241, and it's not accompanied with the selling. So I've talked about what it means, supply versus selling, demand versus buying. I talked about it in my 2022 webinar, and I also talk about it in my many YouTube videos. So you can always ask me about it. Overall selling is exhausted. We see that here. Overall buying is accumulating. Offers outpacing. It's not a huge outpacing, but it is outpacing, right? And we got total control of the offers right here before this double algo fires off. So everything is bullish, right? There's not anything bearish about it, right? So we take the trade. And as you can see, as we go up, the buying contracts, we can exit on the contraction of the buying. As the price goes up, here it's contracting, we can exit on the contraction of the buying, or set your 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk reward. Doesn't matter, whatever's more comfortable for you. Okay. I got a question. Which futures instrument does this work on? The concepts of supply, demand, buying and selling work on all time frames and on all instruments. I show this through multitude of instruments. Can we consider the context of this image as a change in behavior? Yes. That's brownie points right here. It's a very good example of a change in behavior. All right, so now I'm done with the examples. I want to talk about just briefly about the NinjaTrader API. This is for programmers, that want to, do more advanced stuff. You can download code, how to access the indicators and the signals. You could do custom stuff, right? You can create custom conditions. If you have questions about that, we could talk about it, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it here because it's really mostly for programmers, but I want to show that it is supported. All right. So now I'm going to talk about what you're going to get part of the package. So the thing about MBoxWave, it's not just a software package of indicators, it's also a trading community, right? So I've got the MBoxWave Discord trading room. It's available to all the MBoxWave grandfather package users. It brings the entire community of traders together, where there's chats, analysis, screenshots are shared, and we gain experience from other traders. It's also an additional resource to get support while you're in the process of learning how to trade. The more you're active, once you've joined it, the more you're going to get out of it. So it's a rich experience of experiencing new traders, right? There's even more information about it on my website. You can read about it. I'm not going to spend too much time, but the information is there. All right, so I'm going to answer a couple questions. what is the general risk trading for like 1 minute ES? Do we need to stop 10 points, 5 points? It depends how volatile. I've had stops where it's just a few points. You can catch those kinds of trades, right? If the stop is too wide, then maybe you won't take the trade. You know, it's you got to see how it is. The people that are asking for yesterday's examples, I can't show that. This is already slides for this presentation. That's not something I could show. I want to show the room. So we've got a lot of channels in the trading room. We even got a stocks room. There's this person that trades stocks, bag trade at the switch on MBox. MBox exposed the move as a high probability. So we've got a lot of, conversation, discussion going on in the trading room. These are conversations that are happening in the trading room, and this person wrote, God bless X control. This guy wrote, I did the same trade. This guy said, focus on ES NASDAQ. And, it's just a lot of stuff. So what I'm trying to show here is that it's a whole community. And the idea behind MBoxWave is, to become a better trader and to provide the support that will help you reach that, right? And I also got I got a funded channel because people talk about getting funded, and people have funded quite a few accounts using MBox. If you want to know more about me and more about training education, click on the training education page. There's who I am, what you're going to get and so forth. How many trades can one get typically in the first 2 hours of New York market open? Well, it also depends how many markets are you watching. Are you watching, NASDAQ, ES, Dow Jones, crude oil, gold, Russell? Then you'll get quite a few. If you're watching one market and you're going to be scanning for, say, double algorithms, you're probably going to get a few. All right. So yes, it depends on the strategy. So if we're going to narrow down to I would recommend using the double algos and the triple algos and setting alerts on them. That's the best way to do it. Then you'll be notified on more high probability setups without watching the candles go up and down all day. So watch the 100+ live trade videos on YouTube on my main website, MBoxWave.com. Click here. You can also sign up for the newsletter in the email here. You'll see that, for example, this is the YouTube channel. There's a lot of videos here. I talked about, the ones that are in red, those are the live trade videos. And the people that wanted, day trading, all these red videos, they're all day trading. This is all day trading because I'm a day trader, and there's tons of day trading videos. So the ones that are like red or in, say, live trade, in the past, I think 2 years ago, they used to be black before I changed them to red. That's all day trading, okay? Also, there's webinars. If you, hover over videos, click on webinars on my webpage, you'll see, previous webinars. I've done some, unofficial webinars. The past couple months, I did how to detect trend days mini webinar. And I also talked about semi-automated strategy using XPace. So I didn't cover that in this webinar. I covered on the algorithms, but this is a strategy using XPace alone. So that'd be of interest to people that want to do these semi-automated trading. Then you can watch the 5D order flow I did. This was in June of 2022. This was in 2021, another one with NinjaTrader, and this is in 2020. This was the first one with NinjaTrader. Then I had a webinar I did 5 years ago. So I've done a lot, and there's a lot of material for people to that they can access. So what is included? What is the grandfather package? So, so that people know what they're getting. You're getting all the order flow indicators listed here. You're getting all the algorithmic buy and sell signals listed here. And as I showed in this webinar, As I showed in the webinar, you can do double algos and combination algorithms and everything that I showed in this webinar, you'll be able to do. Plus, you get the training education. You'll get the trading room, the MBoxWave Discord trading room. You'll get the live trade videos and the recorded webinars. You'll all will also be able to email me whenever you have questions. I'm always available. All right. Let's move on. So I'm offering a special deal for those watching this webinar. Discount is good for 24 hours. You get the grandfather package plus the MBoxWave Discord trading room. You'll be able to do everything that I've shown in this webinar to set those alerts and market analyzer on all those different types of algorithms. To get the discount, you go to MBoxWave.com/offer. And what is the discount? So if we look here, the grandfather package is $15.99. So what is the discount? Post-webinar sales, an extra $250 off, okay? I've never given such a huge discount before as $250 off, but here it is. 24-hour sale, you'll get the grandfather package for NinjaTrader 8. It's $13.49 instead of $15.99. All right. So if you're interested, you can get it. I'll see you in the trading room. There's a lot going on in MBoxWave, and I look forward to, meeting, new traders and helping them out. Now I'm going to answer some questions since we still got a few minutes left. Some guy asked, I have a programming question. Why don't you email me? Because, programming is more specific. How can I access the Discord? Well, if you get the package, there's instructions for how to access the Discord. Have I personally implemented fully automated strategies based on these signals? If not, why not? Like I said, this is semi-automated. I personally have not implemented fully automated. There is a reason I don't do fully automated trading, because I don't believe there is such a thing. Fully automated trading still needs to be tweaked, all the time. It's not something that you just set and forget, right? I don't believe trading is trading is not an ATM machine, right? So a lot of people ask fully automated because they just want, see the money just roll into their bank accounts, and that's just not the way it works. I've had, in my trading career, good success with discretionary trading. And now with the semi-automated trading, it's going to make it even easier for people. Another question, do I need to update my current version of MBox to get these alerts? Yes, update it to the latest version. If I have the grandfather package, how do we get it? Update to the latest version. Is there an annual subscription? No, it's a one-time fee, okay? You pay for the package, you get the room for life. It's a one-time fee, that's it. What if we only want NinjaTrader? I don't care to buy indicators for the other charting software. You're not buying it for other charting software, okay? You're getting it for NinjaTrader. This is a NinjaTrader webinar, right? But the grandfather package gives you one license for one platform. You don't get it for all the platforms, all right? For those having already the grandfather package, nothing to purchase. Correct. There's nothing to purchase. Do I use channels and moving averages? No. I'm a Wyckoff order flow trader. For questions that are not related to NinjaTrader, email me. Okay, this is a NinjaTrader webinar, so you can email me and I'll be happy to answer them. Anyway, if there are no more further questions, can you record your trading Monday through Friday so we see good trades, the bad trades, the lucky trades, not only the good trades? I have losing trades. I've shown them before. If you want to see them, email me. I'll show them to you. That's it. It's been 45 minutes, so I'm going to wrap up the webinar. I hope you guys enjoyed it. For more questions, you can email me. For new members, if you join, I'll be happy to see you in the trading room. And I'll be talking a lot more about semi-automated trading with MBoxWave in the future. And I may be even developing more complex strategies. So thank you very much, everybody. And I'm going to hand off back to NinjaTrader.
Thanks again, Mike, for taking the time to share with us today. If you enjoyed today's session, we hope you'll join us for future webinars. Follow us on social media for alerts about upcoming events and other NinjaTrader ecosystem news. We would like to remind you that the information provided in this was that of MBoxWave and not of NinjaTrader. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us at NinjaTrader Ecosystem.